Hello my dear students, welcome to the chemistry classes. In our last video we were stopped at ideal and non-ideal solutions. Okay, here we will start with non-ideal solutions which will show the positive and negative deviation from Raoult's law. You already know about, you have an idea about Raoult's law. Okay, Raoult's law. Here there is two different cases. Whatever the solution that will show the positive deviation and the solution which will show negative deviation from this Raoult's law. Okay, this from this Raoult's law. In that the first point, it's AB type of interaction, that is less and lesser than AA and BB interactions. Okay, so first type of solution that will show positive deviation from Raoult's law, and the solution AB type of interaction that is greater than AA and BB interactions. Okay, such type of solutions so that will show negative deviation from Raoult's law. So that is nothing but here that is the boiling point is that is the more. Okay, here that is the boiling point that is very less. Okay, the second point, so delta H mix that is greater than 0 and delta V mix that is greater than 0. So okay, here that is the delta H mix is less than 0 and delta V mix is less than 0. The next point, that will form minimum boiling isotopes. Okay, that will form minimum boiling isotopes. That is nothing but whatever the solution that will show positive deviation from Raoult's law, that will form minimum boiling isotopes. Okay, I will explain what are isotopes in the next topics. Okay, from the if we go for the negative deviation solution, showing negative deviation showing solutions, that will form minimum boiling isotopes. Okay, next with respect to examples, the ethanol and acetone mixture and acetone or acetone and CS2 mixture and methanol and water mixture. So okay, these are the examples for so whatever the solution that will show positive deviation. And if you come for the negative deviation, phenol and aniline or the acetone chloroform or the chloroform and dimethyl ether, so these are the some examples, and chloroform and benzene. So okay, these are some examples which are the solution that will show the negative deviation from Raoult's law. Next we'll move on the topic that is azotrope. Now what are azotropes? Azotropes are the binary mixture having the same composition in liquid and vapor phase and boil at constant temperatures. Okay, this is important, constant temperature. So that are binary mixture. Binary mixture is nothing but that having two component systems. Okay, that are the two, that is binary is nothing but two, and so this is a two component system of the same composition. That is nothing but azotropes are cannot separatable. Okay, azotropes are cannot separatable. In azotropes there is a majorly that is a two types, that is a minimum boiling azotropes. So what I have given here, that is a minimum and maximum boiling azotropes. Okay, here now what is minimum boiling azotropes? Okay, the solution which shows a large positive deviation from Raoult's law form minimum boiling isotopes. Okay, what are the minimum boiling isotopes? That will show the large positive deviation from Raoult's law. Example, ethanol and water mixture. Okay, ethanol and water mixture is the one example. Now what are maximum boiling isotopes? What are maximum boiling isotopes? Okay, solution that will show large negative deviation from Raoult's law is known as maximum boiling isotopes. If you go for the example, the nitric acid and water mixture is one example for the solution which shows a negative deviation from, so okay, that will shows negative deviation from Raoult's law. Next we'll move on colligative property. Now what are colligative property? The property that depends upon the number of solute particle irrespective of their nature is called colligative property. So what is the property that is not depend upon the nature, that is depends upon the number of solute particles. Okay, that it depends upon number of solute particle irrespective of their nature is called colligative property. In the colligative property, first we will move on, that is RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Now what is the RLVP? What is the relative lowering of vapor pressure? When a non-volatile solute is dissolved in a solvent. Okay, when a non-volatile solvent dissolved in a solvent, the vapor pressure of the solution is lower than the pure solvent. It is known as lowering in vapor pressure. That is known as lowering in vapor pressure. So relative lowering vapor pressure is equal to the mole fraction of the solute in the solution. Okay, RLVP that is equal to the mole fraction, that is equal to the mole fraction of the solute in the solution. Okay, that is mathematically is given by P1 naught minus P1 divided by P1 naught minus, that is equal to X2, that is equal to X2. Now P1 naught minus P1, Okay, P1 naught minus P1 is nothing but, so whatever these two components, okay, this is nothing but lower in vapor pressure, lower in vapor pressure, and this totally we are calling as RLVP, that is nothing but relative lowering in vapor pressure. So relative lowering vapor pressure, and x2 is nothing but mole fractions. Okay, x2 is nothing but mole fraction, and P01 which is with respect to, that is the pure component. So okay, that is respect to the pure component. So this is with respect to pure component. Okay, this is respect to pure component, and 1 refers to the solvent and 2 refers to the solute. Okay, so 1 respect to the solvent and 2 respect to the solute. So now mole fraction x2, that is equal to n2 divided by n2 plus n1, that is nothing but number of moles of the solute divided by number of moles of the solute plus the number of moles of the solvent, that is equal to P1 naught plus P1 plus P1 naught. Okay. Now for a dilute solutions, okay, for a dilute solution n2, for a dilute solution n2 is greater than n1. So okay, that is nothing but P1 naught minus P1 divided by P1 naught, that is equal to n2 by n1. So okay, here for in dilute solution the concentration of the solute is very less, so that n2 plus n1, that is equal to n1, that is equal to n1, so that is taken here. So that is also written as P1 naught minus P1 divided by P1 naught, that is equal to, so whatever this n2 by n1, that is taken as W2 by m2 into m1 by W1, that is nothing but with respect to molar mass, and that is a weight. Okay, so whatever this point you remember for your numerical solving. Okay, for your numeric solving. The next we'll move on elevation in boiling point. Okay, before going to elevation in boiling point, what is boiling point? Boiling point of the liquid is the temperature at which vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. The temperature, or that is known as elevation in boiling point. So sorry, that is known as boiling point. Now, on addition of non-volatile solute to the vapor pressure, when on addition of non-volatile solute, the vapor pressure of the solvent decreases, hence boiling point of the solution is increases, hence boiling point of the solution increases. An increase in boiling point is termed as elevation in boiling points. Okay, increase in the whatever the increase in the boiling point is termed as elevation in boiling point. That is given by delta TB, that is equal to TB minus TB naught. Okay, TB minus TB naught, where TB with respect to boiling point of the solution. So, okay, TB with respect to boiling point of the solution, and TB naught, that is equal to, that is nothing but that is boiling point of the pure solvents. Okay, boiling point of the pure solvent. Now, so by the experimentally we can write TB is proportional to M. So here M is nothing but molality. Okay, sorry, M is nothing but molality. Okay, M is nothing but molality. And now, if you take delta TB, that is equal to KB into M. Okay, that is equal to KB into M. That is nothing but, KB is nothing but so that is the constant we are taking for removing this proportionality sign here. Now KB is called molar elevation constant, or that is also known as ebullioscopic constant. Its unit is Kelvin kg per mole. Okay, its unit is Kelvin kb per mole. Now delta TB, that is equal to KB, that is nothing but ebullioscopic constant, and that is whatever this M. Okay, whatever M we are taking here, that is molality, that is taken by WB into 1000 divided by MB into WA. So MB into WA. Now, or so if you want to write expression for this MB, if you want to write expression for MB, that is equal to 1000 into WB into KB divided by, this is delta TB comes here, denominator delta TB into WA. Here whatever this A with respect to the solvent, and whatever this B, that is with respect to the solute. Okay, that is with respect to solute. Remember this point. Okay, now the next we'll move on depression in freezing points. Okay, next we'll move on depression in freezing point. The freezing point of the solution contains this contains a non-volatile solute is always less than the freezing point of the pure solvent. Okay, less than the freezing point of the pure solvent. Okay, so that decrease in freezing point is termed as depression in freezing point. Okay, whatever the decrease in freezing point is termed as depression in freezing point. So okay, it's the same as whatever we are taken in elevation in boiling point. So okay, same as we are taking delta Tf equal to delta Tf naught minus Tf. Okay, and delta Tf is proportional to m, that is nothing but molality. So to replace this sign we are taking as Kf is the one constant. Kf is equal to Wb into 1000 divided by Mb into Wa. And now if you want write a equation for this Mb, so Kf into Wb into 1000 divided by delta Tf into Wa. Here whatever this constant Kf is equal to, or that is nothing but a freezing point depression constant, or we are calling as molar depression constant, or we are calling as a cryoscopic constant. Okay, cryoscopic constant. Now unit same as in the elevation in boiling point, that is nothing but Kelvin kg per mole. Okay, Kelvin kg per mole. Next we'll move on osmosis. Okay, osmosis, you have an idea about osmosis, you already studied in your biology. Okay, now osmosis, it is the spontaneous phenomena in which solute particles moves from lesser concentration solution to the higher concentrated solution through a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, through a semi-permeable membrane is called as osmosis. Now, so for example, this consider one system here. So this region is a dilute solution region, and whatever this region is a higher concentration region. Now that will be separated by semi-permeable membrane. So movement from lower or dilute solution to the higher concentrated solutions. Okay, this movement is known as osmosis. Now osmotic pressure, one more terminology, that is osmotic pressure. The external pressure on which solution, in order to prevent the osmosis when the solution is separated from solvent by semi-permeable membrane, whatever the force acting here that will prevent the osmosis process is nothing but osmotic pressure. Now the next concept, that's reverse osmosis. Okay, reverse osmosis. So here in the generally, so if you go for the example for whatever this osmosis process, okay, osmosis process, when we are making pickles, okay, when we are making pickle, so we are dipping a raw mango in the salt water. After some days, when you see that raw mango, that will shrink. Okay, that will shrink. For example, so consider this is the salt water. Okay, this is the salt water. So if you put some raw mango here, that will shrink. Okay, that will. So this one will be raw mango. Okay, this is the raw mango. Now that will shrink. Okay, here, so whatever this wall, that is a cell wall, whatever the cell wall will be there, so that is considered as semi-permeable membrane. So whatever the cell wall of the raw mango, that is a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, so that that movement will be taking place to the salt water, that is nothing but higher concentrated region. So that is the osmosis process. So this is the one general example. Now reverse osmosis, solvent particles moves in the reverse directions. Okay, moves in the reverse direction, that is from a solution to the solvent. Okay, that is from solution to solvent. For example, so you just observe this image. So here this is the pure solvent, here that is the solution. So okay, here that is a solution, that will be separated by semi-permeable membrane. Okay, that is separated by semi-permeable membrane. So here is atmospheric pressure acting on this solution. Here also atmospheric pressure is generally atmospheric pressure acting on this solution. Now so some osmotic pressures, okay, some osmotic pressure, it's nothing but some external force is applied on this solution, whatever the water present here, that will moves here, and whatever the solution here, that will solvent, so that will moves to the reverse direction. Okay, that will moves in the reverse direction to the semi-permeable membrane, that is known as reverse osmosis, that is reverse to the osmosis process. Okay, this method is used in the purification of seawater. For example, so this is the, if you consider this a seawater, so seawater, whatever the water that will move to the this region, and whatever the salt particle that will be left behind here, so that we are getting pure solvents. Okay, pure water we are getting from seawater. This is one application part. Now this whatever this pi, that is equal to, so whatever this pi is nothing but osmotic pressure, that is equal to CRT is nothing but concentration into into RT. So, okay, here T is nothing but temperature, R is nothing but gas constant. So, okay, gas constant. On rearranging, so whatever this concentration, so whatever this concentration part, that can be taken as NB divided by V divided by V is nothing but NB is nothing but number of moles divided by volume. So, okay, NB is nothing but number of moles. So this is number of moles, so divided by volume. So, okay, number of moles divided by volume. So, okay, now on rearranging pi v, that is equal to a number of moles by volume, that can be written as WB by MB into RT, that is nothing but so whatever this temperature and gas constant. Or if you want to expression for this MB, so okay, if you want expression for MB, on rearranging you may get WB into RT divided by whatever is pi v, that will comes to the denominator. So, okay, here you remember what the pi is nothing but osmotic pressure and R is nothing but universal, sorry, that is nothing but a gas constant. Thank you.